In today's video, we're going to select your niche. Let's not waste any time. Let's dig into it. All right, so we're inside of my computer. Let's go. Here's what we're going to cover in today's video. First of all, a list of over 4,000 niches I prepared for you. Then we're going to go over rule number 1, SNMA, not SMMA. You should already know that by now. Rule 2, growing, not dying. Rule 3, profitable, not broke. Rule 4, reachable, not hidden. Rule 5, interesting, not boring. And then a summary, all right? So at the end of this video, you will have everything that you need to be able to choose a very profitable niche that you can use in your super niche marketing agency. And as always, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram as well for very important updates regarding the course, and also share the course. You know this by now. I need your guys' help. Let's start a revolution together and let's change people's lives together. And let's continue the discussion in the community as well. A slight warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. I'm repeating this over and over again, but it's super true. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward, watch all of the videos in sequential order and take action. Super important that you take action. A pro tip, watch the video in double speed if you want to save some time. The first thing that I want to show you is basically a sheet of over 50 or over 4,000 niches that I prepared for you. And you can reach this document by simply going to maxpearson.com/niche. So maxpearson.com/niche. And then you're going to be taken to this specific document right here. It says use this list to select your SMMA niche or your SNMA niche. Remember to be unique. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Select the niche that interests you, is growing, has money to invest, and is easier to target/find online. Once you have your niche selected, choose a different ads platform than most other agencies use in your market as your service. Remember that Google and Facebook is a safe bet for almost any market. However, TikTok and YouTube are also on the rise and provide a lot of new potential. And we're going to talk about the service in the next video. For this video, we're going to focus on the niche. So in this document, first of all, you will find 50 different niches here. And I do not want to talk about any specific niche or tell you what niche that I would go for or anything like that, because I don't want to steer anybody in this video or that go through this course in a specific direction. Because if I say something in particular, a lot of people will go there and then you will just have a lot of competitors. So I'm doing this for a reason. I'm basically delivering you the entire menu here, and it's up to you to do your due diligence and actually look through it and do your own research and find something that you like. Because if I would tell you guys what to go for, everybody would go for those specific niches. A lot of people will go through the course, so I don't want to ruin that, right? But go into this document and go through these different categories of business, look into it. This is exactly how I found my niche. And yes, it's a little bit of digging, but it's fun digging. This can change your life. So keep that in mind. You're taking steps right now to change your complete future, right? So definitely look through this document, 50 different niches. And then if you click this link right here, you will have over 3,920 local businesses. So this is basically all of the different categories that Google My Business has under their business. Essentially, when people sign up for Google My Business, which is a ton of different local businesses, they can choose from all of these different categories, right? And there are over 3,920 of them in here. So here you can basically just scroll through this, and this is going to give you a ton of ideas on what type of niche to go for, right? So I'm not going to spend more time talking about this here. You know where to find it, maxpearson.com/niche. But to guide you and help you like how to think when it comes to selecting a niche, I've created 5 different rules. So let's dig into rule number 1 first. And this is SNMA, not SMMA. And we talked about this in the previous video, but I want to reiterate it here super quick again, right? So SNMA versus SMMA. Don't be a generalist, be a specialist. Only sell one service to one niche. This is what we call an SNMA, a super niche marketing agency. It will allow you to produce better results and make more money for yourself and for your clients. This should be crystal clear to you by now, because we talked about it in the previous video. Be unique as well, right? Don't do what everyone else is doing. This is how you blend in. You don't want to blend in. You want to be unique and stand out with exceptional results, essentially, right? Sell a new and unique service to a specific niche. So this is how you stand out. So if you go into a niche and sell something that everybody else is selling, you're going to compete with an agency who has been doing this for years and they have a ton more testimonials than you, and it's just going to be tough. Instead, be a bit unique or be very unique, right? Go into a niche, either a big or established market, that's completely okay. But then at least you will have to have a unique service. So if everybody is doing Google ads or Facebook's, let's say. Let's see if you can figure out TikTok ads or YouTube ads. I'm talking quite a bit about YouTube and TikTok in this program because they are definitely on the rise. And doing YouTube and TikTok ads is not something that a lot of agencies do nowadays. So that creates a lot of opportunity. And a lot of business owners out there, they are aware that TikTok and YouTube is on the rise. So they want to listen to it. They want to go to presentations and hear about how different agencies do service using TikTok and YouTube ads and so forth, right? But it's very important that you are unique when you select a niche and your service, right? So for example, if everybody sells Facebook and Google ads to dentists, you should sell TikTok or YouTube ads, just what I just mentioned, right? However, you can also be a lot more creative when choosing a niche. Again, refer to the list that I provided earlier, right? So you can go for a very established market, or you can find a unique market that not a lot of other agencies are going for that are still very profitable and fit into these 5 different rules I'm going to go over today. And you can make a ton of money if you get your market right? I'm going to talk a lot more about that in this video. Also, less stress, right? So with an SMMA, you'll sell the same service, system, and offer over and over and over again. This is how you produce great results with predictability for your clients. This will result in less stress and more money in your life and in your business, all right? So that's rule number 1. Let's continue to rule number 2. That is, when you select a niche, it should be a niche that is growing and not dying, right? So dying markets. Don't select a niche or market that is dying. That is not future-proof, essentially. For example, the newspaper business. The newspaper business is probably not going to be here for very much longer, right? So don't go into a dying market, right? Growing markets. Select a market that is growing, preferably a market that is future-proof, meaning that you can continue to run this agency for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, right? A service or product that will be here forever. For example, people will always need a dentist or repair their bathrooms, right? So keep that in mind as well. You don't have to check all of these different things when you select a niche, but it's very important that you're aware of them. And the more things that you can check, the better, essentially. Also, market leverage. By simply selecting a market that is growing and not dying, you will automatically take advantage of a powerful leverage in your business. If your target market is growing, they can afford to invest in further growth, right? So if you have a service that is unique and that is in need in a growing market and people really want to buy that service, simply by just positioning yourself with that service, just telling people that you're offering it, you're going to sell a ton, right? Versus if you're selling something that people really don't want and a lot of other people are selling that service, it's going to be super hard. You can send a ton of messages, try your best to spend a ton of money on advertising, and it's going to be very hard to sell. So how you position yourself and what market that you select will have a huge impact on your results in your business. Because if, again, make it easy for yourself. If you do some smart thinking now before you start to advertise yourself and select a niche and a service rather that people really want, you can go off like this by simply just positioning yourself right. Super important. And here's a quote from Abraham Lincoln that I really like, that really kind of fine-tunes this point that I just made, right? So if I had 9 hours to cut down a tree, I would spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. So selecting a niche is important. Spend some time thinking about it. You don't want to skip this part, because I remember that when I started out, I was like, hey, I'm just going to go with this niche because I want to start to promote myself and start to message people on LinkedIn and send cold emails, because I thought the secret was in how I send cold emails. And I want to steer you away from that thought now, because I'm talking from experience, and not only my experience, but much more successful business people than myself, that everything goes back to the niche and the market and what you sell to that market. So instead of going through this theory thinking that it's boring, if you just skip this, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. And the person going through that course, be aware of this as well, because somebody then else, if you're a person who's just going to skip over this, there's going to be a person in here. He maybe spend like 5 hours extra than you or 10 hours extra than you, just finding a really good niche and offer, and he's going to run laps around you. Right? Let's say you select a niche that is not that great. So in 6 months, you're like, fuck, I should have listened to Max and I should have selected a better niche. That guy who actually listened to me and did what I told you to do right here in this video, he will be way ahead of you, making a ton of money, and he spent 10 hours extra in those videos, right? So you keep that in mind. It's worth spending the time here getting the niche and the market done. It's not just a bunch of fluff. This is the most important thing in your business, because once you start, you cannot really change it. Of course you can change it, but then you have to change a lot. So you might as well just do it right from the beginning. This is the most important point and the thing in your entire business. What do you have to sell to whom, right? Super important. Rule number 3, profitable, not broke. When you select a niche, you want the people in that niche to have money to invest, pretty obviously, right? So broke prospects. Let's say you're selling a premium service like a social media marketing agency or an SMA service or a product to a broke student. That will almost be impossible to do, right? They have no money. So prospects with money, selling a premium service or product to a business owner with a profitable business is a lot easier. Make sure that the niche you select has money to invest. Our cap in our business, for example, we only work with established business owners who are making at least $1 million per year, preferably $3 million per year. I want to go to $10 million per year because we know they have the right business operations in place, they have systems in place, the right people in place, they know how to do sales. So when we send them leads, they know how to actually close those leads. It just makes it a lot easier. And we're going to talk more about this when we come to the sales module and talk more about offers and so forth. But yeah, profitable, not broke, super important. High ticket sales. It's always a plus if your market in turn sells an expensive product or service, right? For example, hiring a lawyer for a specific task is not that cheap. This makes it a lot easier to produce good return on their advertising spend. So let's say you're helping a business and they're selling a product for $20. You know, it can be pretty tough to get an ROI or return on investment for a product for $20. But if you help a business to sell a service or product for $20,000 and you help them to get leads for $100 or appointments for like $100 and close clients for $300 and they make $20,000 when they make a sale, now you're also thinking smart here and kind of positioning yourself right when you're selecting a niche, right? So keep that in mind as well. Scalability. So established businesses are willing to invest into something that works. They want to scale. If you help them to make more money, you will in turn make more money as well. So again, when you select a niche, if they are already established, they will want to scale, they have money to invest, and it will be a lot easier to work with a business who has money. They're profitable already, they're not broke. All right? And then internal business operations, as I mentioned before as well. Established and already successful businesses already have working processes and systems in place. They also have the right people in place, for example, salespeople, which makes it easier for you when sending them leads because they will know how to close those leads. All right? Super duper important. That's why we have this cap on the specific business that we take in, right? So that's even more specific, super niche marketing agency. Now you're not only helping gym owners with YouTube ads, but you're only helping gym owners making at least $500,000 a year or at least $1 million per year or whatever now might be in your specific industry, right? Because now you're actually asking for a very specific client in that niche, which will make you more attractive as well in the eyes of the market, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Rule number 4, reachable, not hidden. So when you select a niche, you should be able to reach your niche online, right? If they're too small, it's going to be very hard to advertise to them or get in front of them, right? So 2 small markets. If you select a niche that is too small, it will be almost impossible to find or get in contact with them online or offline for that matter as well. Let's say you go for a niche that has like 100 businesses in that niche. That might work. I don't know. I'm just saying if it's too small, it might be too small and you might not be able to scale it, right? And big market, so big market naturally creates more opportunity. However, there's a fine line here, right? Some markets might be too big with a ton of competition, while others markets are small to medium size, providing a lot less competition, right? So this is like, there's no right or wrong here. Some super big markets might have huge opportunities. Let's say you're going for a huge market where everybody's doing Google ads, and you take a look at that market and you see, if I figure out how to do Facebook ads for them or how to do YouTube ads, that might be a super cool thing because then I can leverage this huge market and I have something unique that not everybody else is selling, and I can produce great results for them. I can help them to make a ton of money, and in return, I'm going to make a ton of money as well. Or you can go for like a small, medium-sized market where pretty much nobody is doing online marketing yet. Maybe all of them are still like relying upon offline marketing, and none of them have tried Facebook or YouTube ads yet. So you can dive into that market and kind of get a lot of clients that way, right? And so this is unique from market to market essentially. The most important thing is that you start to think as an entrepreneur, and And basically the only thing that an entrepreneur does is that we're constantly looking at different markets and we're trying to find a gap. We're trying to solve problems, right? So we see a market, we see a ton of people in that market, and we see, okay, how are they currently solving this problem? What are people currently selling to other people? And then we see if we can make it better. And when we find something where we're like, this is a problem that I think that I can solve better than these other companies are doing. Now you've found something, and that should excite you, right? So that's how you should think as an entrepreneur. And this, again, is the most important thing in your business, in any business. It's what market are you in, and what are you selling to people in that market that is new and unique, right? Or provides better results or whatever it now might be, right? So yeah, super important to keep in mind. And use common sense, right? So don't make a science from these rules. You don't have to check all of these rules. Use your gut feeling, very important, and common sense as well. Do some of your own market research, follow your intuition, and select a niche that you believe in and see potential in. When you select a niche, or when you look around for a niche, when you find a niche and you look into that niche a bit more and you see that everybody's doing Google ads, maybe I can do YouTube ads, and you see some potential there, that should excite you. And also, when I talk about market research, like market research is very simple. The only thing you have to do is just to dig into it a bit. Use Google. Like, let's say I'm going to help gym owners. Go to some gym owner websites, see what they're currently doing, go to their Facebook ads page, go to their Instagram page, look around different agencies, what are they offering to gym owners. You know, see if you can talk to a gym owner, talk to like 10 different gym owners, say that you're doing some market research for a project that you're doing and you're not trying to sell them anything. Ask them some questions like, what are you doing in terms of advertising right now? Does it work? Why doesn't it work? What have you tried? What do you want? Etc., right? So you don't have to like buy or pay a consultant or anything of that fancy stuff. Just simply use your computer and just look into market and use your gut feeling, your intuition, and your own brain, the best computer in the entire world, to just look around. Use common sense. Then, also what I want to mention is blue versus red ocean. So there's a book called The Blue Ocean Strategy that you can look into if you want to. It's a great book. And basically what they talk about in that book is that you don't want to sell something that everybody else is selling in a highly competitive market, a Red Sea ocean of competition, right? If you dive into a Red Sea of competition and it's like a market where everybody's competing for the little bit of fish that is in that ocean, right? You don't want to be there. Instead, what you want to do is sell something new and unique to an untapped market like blue ocean. And sometimes you can even dive into a Red Sea ocean of competition, like, you know, a big market with a ton of competitors, but you just position yourself in a different way. You sell something new, something unique that the market hasn't found before or bought before or know of before, or you create a new solution that provides great results. Now you have your own blue ocean that you're fishing in, right? So again, this just goes back to and kind of encloses everything that I've talked about so far in this video. It's so important, all of this that I talk about in this video. It's the most important thing in the entire course. Rule number 5, let's continue. Interesting, not boring, right? So when you select a niche, if you can select a niche that you're somewhat interested in and not bore your eyes out, that's definitely going to help as well, because you're going to spend a lot of time on those, in this niche essentially, right? Talking with business owners and so forth in that niche. So personal interest, you spend a lot of time in your selected market, right? Months, years, potential tens of years going forward, right? Potentially on how long you're going to run this agency. Talking to business owners about their business, their pains, their problems, their desires. It helps if you're personally interested in the market yourself. It's not mandatory. I'm going to explain why in a second, but if you can find or have personal interest in your market or niche, it definitely helps. However, it's not mandatory, right? I wasn't particularly interested in my specific niche when I started out, but I saw a big opportunity back in 2017, and that in itself got me very excited, because I saw in my niche that everybody was doing Google ads. Nobody was doing Facebook ads. I saw a big opportunity, I tested it out, and I got a proof of concept. It worked, we got great results, and the word started to spread, and we got great clients, and we got great results, and we started to make more money. So that in itself made me interested in the niche, because we were growing the business essentially, right? You'll have to trust your own judgment on this, however, what's interesting or not essentially, right? But, so yeah, this is also a point that ties into this. So an insider. So if you are somewhat, like, it can definitely help in the beginning if you know a lot about the industry or have personal experience in it, in your niche. This will mean that you already know how the market works, what they like, what they don't like. You will be seen as an insider. So let's say you have run your own gym before. Let's say you've run your own gym before, and now you decide that you basically figured out how to do YouTube ads for your own gym. That's basically Alex Hormozi's story. He was basically running his own gym. He figured out how to do advertising for gyms, and then he started to sell what he did for his own gym to all other gym owners. And he got a ton of trust, credibility, and authority when he launched his business. I think he did like over $260,000 the first month when they launched his business, Gym Launch that it's called, simply because he was an insider. He was the real deal. People saw like, hey, this guy is a gym owner just like myself, and he's scaling gyms like crazy. Of course I'm going to go with him. He's an insider, right? So it's not mandatory, but it definitely helps if you can find this. However, the niche that I went into, I knew nothing about that niche when I dove into it. It's not mandatory, because you will learn over time. As you speak to more business owners, you will become an insider over time, because you get to know them. And as you get testimonials and results, people will know that, hey, this specific agency, they only work with gyms, and they have a ton of testimonials and clients with other very successful gyms that I know about. You know, now I see you as an insider essentially, right? So yeah, that's something to keep in mind as well. So summary for today's video. Follow the 5 rules. However, rules are meant to be broken sometimes, right? See these rules as guidelines. Don't ignore your own judgment, gut feeling, and intuition. You might see something nobody else is seeing. That is the point. That is the complete point. If you see something that nobody else is seeing and that excites you and you see potential, explore that some more, okay? That's just a tip. Be unique, number 2, right? So this is the most important lesson in this video. Don't sell something everybody else is selling. Make it your own. Put a twist on it, either in your service or in your offer, in your market, how you position yourself. We're going to talk more about that later. But for now, you know, when you focus on selecting your niche, you know, be unique. And if you're in a crowded market, make sure to have a more appealing offer than your competitors. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves right now, talk about offers and services and so forth. We're going to talk more about that later as we continue and progress through this program, but I still want to plant that seed into your head right now, right? So select your niche. Before you continue to the next video, give it some serious thought regarding the niche. By selecting a niche that you truly believe in, you'll save yourself months, potentially years of hard work if you can avoid to change the niche later. So again, if you just skip over this video and I'm like, I'm just gonna go with that niche, and you just dig into it because you just want to get to work, you don't want to do some serious work thinking, right? And you just dig into it and get started, and then 6 months from now you're like, you know, maybe I could have selected a niche, and then you have to go back. Like now you've wasted 6 months and you have to restart over. So again, I told you about that story before. Spend some time now. The people going through this course, spending time thinking out a really good niche and a really good service and a really good offer, they are the ones who are going to crush it in this course. And I'm so excited and I'm so stoked to see what you guys can come up with, what types of services and niches for different, or what type of niches you can come up with and different services for those niches and your different offers as well. And it's going to be amazing to see you post about your results in the community as well. We will have a ton of agencies helping a ton of different industries, just crushing it. All right. So make sure that before you continue to the next video, make sure to select the niche. You have everything that you need. You have the 5 rules. I've talked about it in length in this video, how to think. And you also have access to the document that I showed you, maxpearson.com/niche. And you have over 4,000 niches there that you can scroll through. You know, spend hours there if necessary. If you don't figure it out today, give it tomorrow. If you don't figure it out tomorrow, give it another day. Give it time, because this is the most important thing in your business. The most important thing. And as always, make sure that you subscribe if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the course, show some love, subscribe to the channel, and also follow me on Instagram. I have a ton of updates regarding the course. And again, I need your guys' help. Since this is free, share the course. You know, I need your guys' help. Let's start a revolution, change people's lives together, and let's just grow this thing. It's amazing to see all of you in the community. And here's today's quote from Philip Kotler. This is one of the best quotes. I love this quote, and it defines this entire lesson, right? There's only one winning strategy. Only one winning strategy, all right? It is to carefully define the target market and direct a superior offering to that target market. Okay, write this down and just paste it on your wall, right? This should be your mantra like in this period of your life right now when you're going through this course and you're selecting a niche. Again, there's only one winning strategy, not two, not three, only one, right? It is to carefully define the target market, and direct a superior offering to that target market. I could tattoo this on my body. I love this. I love this quote so much. So don't take it from myself or my words, take it from Philip Kotler and take it from Alex Hormozi as well, that talked about this is the most important thing. Rewatch this entire video if you want to. Spend some real time thinking about this and define your niche and select the niche before you continue. So let's get to work. Let's use your brain. Let's work it hard and do some market research. And I will see you once you're done in the next video.